So after the final day of this Ashes series, day 5 at the Kia Oval, it's time to, for the last time, ask George. Ben Robinson asks, which of the two teams is left thinking more about what could have been?
I think it's a really good question. I think one of the great things about this series is both teams are both delighted and disappointed. It felt today very much as if Australia were more disappointed. But, they have got the big prize, the urn. But England have won, 2 of the last 3, and if it hadn't been for the rain, it felt like they were the dominant power by the end of the series. But it's been so close. It's twisted and turned even today several times, hasn't it? That 2-2 feels okay. It's kind of ironic, isn't it? For the England camp who hate draws and hate everything about them, that a drawn series seems kind of okay. And I think there's something great about the draw. I hope that everyone goes home, pretty much fulfilled. It's been brilliant.
Who's had the bigger impact on the series, Moeen Ali or Chris Woakes? That's from Jack Rule.
Well, they both had a huge impact, but Chris Woakes was player of the series, and I think that's very well deserved. Well, I voted for him. I think it was the written media who decided. And I think it was unanimous, I think I can exclusively reveal. Moeen's had a good series as well, though. Yeah. Moeen's had a good series as well. I mean, obviously, it's very Moeen that he's come into the side from retirement, been injured, injured himself again, offered to go to number 3, bowled through the injury and pain, significant pain, and done all right and had some great moments and obviously some very low moments. I think he got the highest score by England number 3 in the series at Old Trafford. But this is Chris Woakes' Ashes, isn't it? He's bowled absolutely beautifully. He played a very important innings of whatever it was, 32 not out, to take England over the line in Leeds. They've made a big difference, and probably the series changed one of the key moments was when Woakes came into the side instead of Ollie Pope. England just looked better balanced and a bit more bite in the attack.
Josh Caswell asks, where does this England side go from here? Lots of players in their sort of early to mid 30s, and who's going to be around when they go to Australia next?
Oh, who knows? I mean, enjoy the day and worry. I mean, obviously you've got to plan for the future, but that is quite a long time away. I mean, the next tour to India is best part of 6 months away, or something like that. So obviously there'll be lots of changes. Who knows who will still be there? But I think there is something to be said for enjoying the moment. They're clearly going to keep playing this same style of cricket, and the players coming into the side are going to play the same way too. And actually, I think there's decent young players out there who will fit in a treat.
Stephen Kisson asks, will the 2023 Ashes be remembered for the time that the Manchester rain denied England from doing a Don Bradman thing?
I think that means coming from 2-0 behind to win 3-2. I think it'll be one of the factors. I think it would be a bit disingenuous to remember the whole series as if that was a defining moment. It was one of the moments. I say again, there have been times in the last 2 days when it looks as if Australia could pull off this run chase as well. Even today there were. So I think it's been closer than that. And I think that there were lots of twists and turns every day, but that was one of them, you're right. It happens, rain happens. I didn't like that. I was unhappy about the moaning about the rain, in the same way that I think there'll be some moaning later on about the ball change today. These things do happen. They're like umpires' decisions, so you get the hell on with it.
In 4 of the tests, arguably, you could make a case for either team winning them. I think the only one-sided test really was Old Trafford, which ultimately...
Yeah, I mean, I do think that Lord's was fairly one-sided. It's just there was a miracle innings from Ben Stokes that narrowed the gap.
But you could have made a case at the end there.
You could have made a case, you're absolutely right, yeah. It's been brilliant. I think it's been tighter than 2005.
James Morgan asked, the mighty Woakes has been awesome, total legend. Do you think he can now finally be a success overseas?
I don't, if I'm honest. Well, can he be? I think that going to India with his package of skills would be really, really tough. I'm not sure that's the best use of him and the overs he has left. I'm not even sure if he'd want to do it. He wouldn't let England down, of course. He never has. He'd score runs with the bat. But he's had a damn good go about trying to use, well, I guess it'd be the SG ball, but he's had a damn good go trying to operate in other conditions. It hasn't really worked. I just think for the overs he has left in that body, I think I'd use them in England. And if that's the end, and it could be the end, what a way to go out. I mean, he's just player of the series in the Ashes. Player of the series in the Ashes and a double World Cup winner. That is a career, eh? A special cricketer, and obviously somewhat unsung, and lovely that he's getting the praise he deserves today. I think I said in one of these early ones, he's the most unassuming superstar I've met.
There's been a lot of whinging about the down under about the ball change. Asked David Thomas. Any thoughts?
Well, has there? I mean, there's definitely been some, but just in the same way that I wouldn't want everyone in Australia to judge every Englishman on the behaviour of Piers Morgan, I wouldn't want people in England to judge every Australian on the behaviour of a numpty on Twitter.
Or Ricky Ponting.
It is, well, I don't know what he said, but Ricky Ponting's no numpty. If Ricky Ponting said that England got lucky with the ball change, he is spot on. England got lucky with the ball change. There's absolutely no way around it. The ball they seemed to get looked newer. It did loads more. It happens. And there's a reason why you asked to change the balls, because the other one's got out of shape and isn't working as it should. So they got lucky with the ball change. The idea that it's some plot. I mean, these are the umpires who miscalculated how many overs were left when the rain finally stopped. So, you know, I think it's just the slings and arrows that you get when you're playing sport. And in the same way that if England had lost 3-1 today, I'd have said it was churlish and graceless to blame the rain. I really would. I mean, I think I did say this last night. I think it's the same thing for Australia hiding behind that ball change. Australia got outplayed a lot in these last 3 games. There's no disgrace in that. And I say again, I think 2-2 is a pretty fair reflection of the series. Ball change is just one of 1,000 little moments. Yep, England got lucky.
And finally, Rich asks, what are we going to do tomorrow?
I'm going to really miss this.
Sleep a little bit?
Well, no, because there's a Brendan McCullum thing that has a noon embargo, and then there's, I can't even remember.
6 p.m. embargo. You don't want to break that.
It's noon.
Oh, is it noon?
It's noon.
Okay.
So there's masses to do, and then there's always cricket around the corner, which is lovely. And I've got a book to finish.
The 100.
But yeah, there's the 100. But, this is special, and I think a lot of us will miss it. It's been a bit too condensed, I think. It would have been nice if it had a bit more time to breathe over another 3 weeks or something. But it's been a really, really special series. And, I'll definitely miss it, won't you?
Absolutely. I think it's been exhilarating from start to finish. And, it couldn't, in our wildest imaginations, have been this thrilling you always want it to be, and yet you may convince it into existence, and it's been absolutely
People
fabulous.
always say that you couldn't script things, but I remember someone saying that, no, you didn't quite, about Alistair Cook's departure, and he got a century on farewell, and I've seen Return of the Killer Tomatoes. Well, that would have been really unusual if that had happened today, wouldn't it? Even more unlikely than Moeen Ali coming out of retirement and taking several wickets. But listen, we should thank you guys for sending in questions. It'd be a lonesome old show if it was just us two sitting here talking nonsense. So thank you very much. They've genuinely been very thoughtful, and I've stolen many of the ideas for my pieces. So thank you, genuinely thank you.